Photoshop program and it'll open it for you. The second way is if you go to start computer, and you should normally have 2 hard drives. Now your main hard drive with all your other stuff in it, click that. Now you should see a folder called program files. If you go into that, it's either going to be Adobe or Photoshop. I don't know which one, but try to find either Adobe or Photoshop. Photoshop might be in Adobe or Photoshop might just be itself. Now once you go into the Photoshop file, there's going to be a whole bunch of folders. Now try to find the folder called brushes, and when you click into that, you'll see all the brushes that your Photoshop is already built in with. Now what you can do is you can copy and paste the brush you just downloaded into there, or you can just drag it right in there. So that's another way you can do it. And you can also delete brushes if you don't want those brushes. You can delete them right off. It won't damage your Photoshop anything. So that is the 2 ways that I know of how to download. So it pretty much will work for all these. Some brushes will not use a folder. Some brushes will just download right to your desktop as the ABR file. So that's pretty neat. So yeah, so these are the links I'll provide right in the bottom of the description box. Now fonts. I don't have that much fonts since this Dafont.com is pretty much the place that I really just get all my fonts from. But yeah, so Dafont.com is pretty much awesome. A lot of people know this site anyways, so you probably do, but you can pretty much find everything here. I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of fonts. Use this for a really long time, and I know a lot of people know of this site, so you probably have heard of it or you went on it. So you can pretty much find anything, and the cool thing about this is, let's say I don't know, let's pick a random text, and you're like, oh, okay, well, how's my font? Because let's say you want to use it for, I don't know, something you're working on in Photoshop, and you don't know how the text will look. You can pretty much just type it, submit, and you can see how your text will look in that font, which is really neat. So that's pretty cool. And then it has pretty much a lot of fonts here you can choose from, and there's pages and pages and pages worth. So that's definitely something I would definitely recommend to check out. And you download, and it'll download into a folder like this. So there'll be a text file pretty much explaining the text, how it looks and everything, and the text itself in a TTF format. So, and then if you remember Forgotten Lair from the brushes, it also does have fonts, which is really cool. So there's some actually really cool fonts here. Some though you can find on Dafont, but some you can't, because like the Ninja Naruto one and stuff. Again, click and save, and it'll automatically save for you. This is going bye-bye because it's actually just like Deviant. Now back to Deviantart. Like I said, you can pretty much find everything here. Fonts, great fonts here. If you type it, there, bam, you got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, some really cool ones too. So yeah, this is definitely another place I recommend to get font, which is really nice. I mean, there's some really nice ones on here that people made. And again, go into it, either download or download somewhere over here. Now to download it for PC, when you download the folder, and this is a PDF, of course, But when you download, it's gonna go into another folder, and it's gonna either be the fonts. Sometimes there's other kind of fonts like lowercase font, uppercase font, italic font. I mean, a whole bunch of kinds. It's gonna be an extraction. The extension TTF. Now, in order to install that into your fonts folder, you can't just double click it like the brushes. You want to go into Start, Control Panel, and you should have a section where it says appearance and personalization. If you go into that, there will be like a whole bunch, like change your wallpaper, screensaver, and the bottom should be fonts. Click into that and it should bring you to a folder with a whole bunch of fonts. Now if that doesn't work, if you can't find it that way, just go to Start, and in the bottom there will be a place where you can just like type in whatever you want to look for. Just type in fonts and it should bring you to the folder. Now again, like the brushes, just drag and drop that font program, just drag and drop that file, the font file, into there, and you should be all set from there. So Mac users, for Mac users, what you want to do is, let's pick a random one, download, go into the folder. Now you're gonna see the TTF file. Go to okay, well, there's already finders in there. Now if you double click this, it should bring this little box up where it says install font. The only option right now is regular. There's other options if it comes with your font, but just click install font and bam, you're done. Pretty easy, eh? So yeah, those are the 3 sites that I do recommend you look for fonts. Again, I will recommend Deviantart. I think that's the top site for pretty much everything. You just type in textures or a certain texture you're looking for, and bam, you have all these. Now, some people will have, such as this, is a whole bunch of textures in a folder, so it's gonna just be pictures and images and images and images and images, or just a single texture. So yeah, Deviantart, you can type in, if you're looking for a grunge, paper, newspaper, wall, cement, anything like that. Now, this site, Hybrid-Genesis, you do have to pay for. The only reason I'm putting this out there is because I remember when I first used this, and the textures are great. I definitely came to this site so many times for the textures. The sucky part is it used to be a section for free users where you didn't have to pay, but there were textures for to use for free, but I guess they don't have that anymore. But this site is definitely great. So if you want to pay for it, I'm not telling you guys you should, but if you have the money to blow, I think it's $12 for 6 months, it says down here. If you have the money to blow, and if you're really into graphic design, then you can put your money towards this and see how